What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to another video. It's basically the end of the year and I do like to do these end of the year recaps. I'm gonna go over all the recent mods that we did throughout the year, quickly go over how everything's holding up, and definitely go into what I have planned for the future. With that being said, let's go check out all the mods. Alright guys, just to start off, if you guys are new to the channel, this is a 2006 Acura TL base, manual transmission, and that's pretty much it, with the A-Spec kit of course. So that's like the basic specs of this car if you guys are new to the channel. We can start off with the wheels real quick. These are the NK RPF 1s. They're 18x8s with a plus 35 offset. Same thing front and rear, so they're a square setup. These are my newest set of wheels. I did just throw them on this year. And I am a fanboy now, guys. These are so lightweight. I gotta admit that I wasn't a big fan of these wheels, only because so many people have them, so many people rock them on their cars, but yo, I'm a fanboy now. They're so light. Definitely felt an improvement in everything right when I first drove the car with these. Rears are exactly the same specs, and I am talking about the wheels at first because I am swapping them out to winter wheels, which are my Type S wheels. So I don't know, man. I think in the future, I think I might sell these and get a more aggressive stance, maybe 18x9s with like something like a plus 20 or something. We'll see what happens in the future. And while we're here, we're going to talk about the rear big brake setup. Holding up pretty well. If you guys didn't know, I think in my last video, this was the last mod that we did of the year. Basically replaced the rear rotors, calipers, brake pads, brake lines, basically the whole setup on the rear. It's all replaced with brand new stuff. I've had these for about 2 months now, and I gotta say, some people are saying that it's not worth the money, and me personally, I think it is. I know for a fact that one thing that can't be measured is the confidence that it gives me. Like, I definitely felt an improvement, not a dramatic improvement, but an improvement. If I know I can stop faster, that means I'm gonna go faster. And if anything in the road, like any emergency situation, or I need to brake really hard, this definitely gives me the confidence to do it. It's actually making me drive faster because I have more confidence knowing that I can brake. And as for the rear brake setup, I'm all set, but we still gotta do the front. So next year, I'm gonna be planning to do the front conversion, the 6-pot version. All the hardware for the front conversion is being provided from Jonah, aka Base6MT on Instagram. The front big brake setup is coming next car season, although I'm not sure if these wheels will fit. That is something else to worry about, but for now, we're gonna do the front big brake setup. Hopefully it fits the OEM wheels, hopefully it fits these wheels. If not, I'm gonna have to grab some new wheels. But definitely stay tuned for that, guys. As for suspension, I do have the Tame Base Z's. They are holding up pretty well. They're not super low, but it's probably a 1.5, maybe 2 inch drop at most. I ended up replacing the rear coilovers because they were seized. Pretty much swapped them out with new ones. They are making a small amount of noise. I'm not sure what it is, but it's still running great. No issues or anything. That's all for wheels, tires, suspension. So let's get on with the performance mods. Oh, it's definitely looking a little dirty, guys. Please excuse the dirtiness. But as you can see, the centerpiece right here is the 3.7 intake manifold that we did in 2022. Definitely worth it. I did have some issues installing it. After all said and done, for me personally, it's worth it. Definitely adds a little bit of horsepower, a little bit of torque. So this is a 3.7 intake manifold with the matching throttle body, going through a K&N intake. If you can get it for cheap, definitely get a 3.7 intake manifold. This one is off a 2010 MDX, pretty much plug and play. I do have thermal gaskets here and underneath the intake manifold. I have an ultra racing strut bar. Doesn't really make a difference, and I still need to shave plastics underneath so it can fit flush with the engine covers. One last thing for performance mods underneath the hood that we did was, I don't know if you guys can see it right there. Yep, the ultra racing shifter cable bushings. There's one, and hard to see the other one, but yep, I replaced them, and they actually did add a little bit of shifting performance, made the shifting a little bit more stiff but more crispy and notchy. So I think personally it's an improvement, especially if you want to get the budget ones like 20 to 40 bucks. Definitely an improvement in my opinion. And so far no issues whatsoever. Almost forgot, for performance mods, I did install the billet aluminum shifter, pretty much the knockoff K-tuned ones, and I did make a custom plate for it. So I'm gonna redo this, maybe make a quick video out of it if you guys are interested. But personally, I think it's worth it. I paid about, I don't know, a third of the price of the K-tuned one. If you guys are on a budget but do want a better shifter, or at least a billet shifter with a little bit of customization, definitely pick this up. It's been holding up pretty well. I think it's been almost a full year with this mod, no issues whatsoever. But yeah, I've gotten used to this so much that it doesn't even feel like a short shifter anymore. I still do notice the notchiness, which is great. Like, it does require a little bit of force, but once you put it in gear, you know it's in gear. And last but not least, the NSX tails. I absolutely love these tails. I didn't really like them at first, but once I installed them, I kind of fell in love with them, and they definitely grew on me, guys. Like, I'm so used to this look now, but these tails are coming off because I do want to mod them. I'm going to cut them open, add some custom LEDs in there with the Blue Ghost controller that I have, make them dance and all that good stuff. They're holding up pretty well. I don't see any like deep scratches, any burnt out LEDs that I've noticed. But yo, they're holding up really well. I'm a little nervous to cut open some basically brand new $300-400 tails, but that's a process of modding. So hopefully fingers crossed, everything goes well when I mod this. The red stripes are coming on, and the Type S wheels are coming on for winter, and that will be my full winter setup. Height wise, I ran it like this last year and I didn't have any issues as long as I had my Type S winter wheels. Oh, and I almost forgot, I did add this piece right here, this little trunk bezel piece. It is carbon fiber wrapped. So far it's holding up pretty well, besides me messing up the wrap itself, but barely noticeable. It's a little darker, and I think it flows pretty well with like the dark tint of the tails. And other than that, that's all we did for 2022. It doesn't sound like much, but to me personally, it did add a little bit of a change to the car. We did more performance mods, and that definitely helped me love the car even more. So that pretty much sums it up, and the car is going to winter mode. I'm not raising the car up because I don't have any issues with that, at least with my experience from last year. Type S wheels with winter tires are going on, NSX tails are going bye-bye, and I'm installing most likely the red stripes. And that's pretty much it for my winter setup, surprisingly. And now let's talk about the future plans. For performance mods, I do eventually want to replace the whole exhaust. It's a little difficult to work on because it is very rusty down there, but I do already have a J-pipe and a third cat. I'm going to pick up some high flow cats, maybe PCDs, and eventually do a custom exhaust because I do have a muffler in mind that I do want to install. And after that, the TL is pretty much full bolt-ons. I'll get a standalone ECU and get it tuned. And that's pretty much it for the performance side. Transmission is running great, suspension is feeling great, so I'm not really gonna touch any of those things. For cosmetics, you guys already know me, I love the Ricer stuff. The NSX tails are getting cut open, and I'm gonna add some custom LEDs in there, get it hooked up with my Blue Ghost RGB controller. It's gonna look sick. I already have a new headlight concept in the works, so stay tuned for that. I still have to work on my front bumper conversion, which is an Accord and a TL bumper that I'm fusing. I do want to run the front splitter, but we'll see how that goes because of how bad the driveway is. A bunch of projects still going on, so the TL build is a long way from being done. This is not the final form of the TL. Definitely stay tuned, guys. I'm super excited for next year. Thanks for watching as always. Catch you in the next one. Peace.